I have been throwing the Atlatl for a couple of minutes and just practicing with it. I'm new to the Atlatl. Excuse my North Georgia accent. I made this in about probably 20 minutes, not counting the glue drying. And this is an example of a Mexican Tarascan Atlatl. Don't know a lot about it. I actually just went online because I was fascinated with this. I have some people that I know out west that use these, and I've been into the slingshot lately. So, well, actually the shepherd sling. I call them all slingshots because that's what my grandfather called them. This was an easy thing to make. I got the plans online at a place called www.thudscave.com, and there were a lot of designs, and this was just one that kind of called out to me. And you hold it like this. Now I did add this little notch. This thing comes out. I added that. The way this is a broken arrow. I've already busted one. The way you hold that though, without the notch, would be your fingers would come through here. This is a little improvisation I made too. The end of your piece of bamboo or whatever you're using for an arrow would go there. Then you would balance these on your fingers and use your thumb to hold it in place, and then you would throw and it would go out like this. This little notch I just plug in there, and my arrow's not going to be long enough because it's broken, but here's the other end. That sets there, and you don't have to worry about holding it with your thumb. You just hold it, and it really helps. I love it. I love that little notch there. So when you're making your own, I would recommend you put that on there. Now, I've got a video I'm going to put up about fletching. This is an example of using duct tape. I don't have any turkey feathers right now. There's a way to tie these things on that we see more in my area on arrows. But this is a nice way to do it. I saw this on another video, and I can't give credit because I can't remember the name. I'm terrible about referencing. But this is just duct tape, and you'll see another video about that, and it works great. This is a piece of that PEX stuff that they use to put water in houses now instead of PVC, and that works great. If you're using 3/4 inch stock pine or whatever wood you're cutting down, I just got a 2x4 and I cut a bunch of these staves down, and if it's got a knot in it, it'll break right at the knot. But I made a bunch of 6-foot arrows, and this is one that didn't make it. So it had a knot right there. And I cut that out, and I kept the top and the bottom to show as examples. But that is the perfect size if you're using 3/4 inch stock, to just sand the end down a little bit and pop that on, and it fits perfect in your notch. And I recommend that. I don't know if anybody else has thought of that. They probably have, but for me it was like an epiphany, and I love it. And I also have made these heads. I'm throwing at buckets and into hay bales and stuff, and I don't want to have to pull stuff out. And I just made this out of well, it's on there pretty good. I just drilled out the middle of a big piece of stock and sanded it round, and sanded the end off. And it's just a thud head. Just thuds into something, but I actually like the weight on a 6-foot dart with that heavy end on it. And fletching like this, it throws really good from about 15 yards out. I haven't tried much further than that, but I kept this broken one just because it's a good example of how I'm doing it. And I want other people that are subscribers to my channel to get into this. It's fun. It's a really fun yard sport, especially if you got some little dud tips like this that aren't going to really hurt anything. I need to learn how to use natural materials. I'm going to get into some bamboo and river cane and make some better darts. But for now, this has been a good way to get started. I have just rapidly gotten into this. If you have basic woodworking equipment or even saws and some sandpaper, you can make one of these in a night. And then the darts actually take longer than the Atlatl. So I'm learning, and I'm getting used to to what I need and what I'm doing, and it's going to be a fun thing that I hope you'll follow me with and do it yourself. You take your Atlatl, stick your fingers through if it's this style, throwing like that. You got your dart, big 6 foot long dart. See how short I am. Put it in there and it just sets. It sets on there. And then it's just a matter of flipping it. So fun. It's a good game. You can see my thud head came off in the hay, but it didn't go in that far, so it's easy to fish out and just stick right back on there. It's not glued, it's just there in case I want to change to a different style of head. Do it again. Now when you're using a bamboo dart or a hollow dart, this would actually be what you would make an end that would have a sharp dart on it, some kind of killing dart, and it would fit inside this. Instead of this fitting inside this, it would be just the opposite. That would be your dart, and you would put a short head, and what would happen is if they threw, the spears used this technology too at certain points in our history, but if you threw, it would go into the animal, and if you'd thrown it just right, the impact would drive the head in and the shaft would pop back out and fly away, and that would keep the animal from breaking your shafts as often. Which is not to say sometimes they wouldn't stick, but a lot of times the pressure, the impact would be such that that would go in, this would bounce back out. And some hunters were so good that they would run up and catch the shaft and put another head on and throw it again. Isn't that's just amazing. We're a lot less than we used to be.